Hello? Hello? Yes? Oh, it's you, Nicholas. Or is your name something stupid like Carmichael or Chat? That's it. Let me take a sip of my tea. Oh, yes, it's this one. Hello there! What are you? Nephew? Great nephew? Something? How are we related? No, just kidding. Of course I remember! You're that, twice removed. Great nephew. Yeah. I'm the maid. Oh. Well, it's good of you to visit, I suppose. It's nice. Thank you for coming to see me. It's nice that you stopped by before Christmas. Yes. Yes. So, how are you? Do you have any children? I love children. You know, when I was a child, we used to run up the hill in the snow. But now there's no goddamn snow. Because those evil frogs have taken it. And then when we got up the hill at the top, there would always be hot chocolate served fresh. But now there's no one to make hot chocolate! This country's going to the dogs! It was a better time. Would you be a dear and heat up my tea? Grandma, you can't say those things. I can say whatever I want to. My family built this country. Anyway, be a dear. I'm afraid even this tea isn't so good these days. They tell me it's the Lapsang Pouchong. But I can tell that they're lying to me, and it's just some green nonsense. You haven't brought any tea for me, have you, dear? Not even a hag anymore, promoted to crone. Yes, that's what they call me. At the coven meetings. I would never dabble in witchcraft, dear. Don't worry. We call it other things now. Yes. I brought this English breakfast tea if you like. You cheap. You know, when me and your your other grandaunts were growing up, we had nothing but the finest. Served in real China. English breakfast tea. I spit on the English. Pah! Though I did meet a lovely Scotsman once. He was very good at cleaning. Yes. I think we kept him as a butler. Oh. I don't remember. How about Earl Grey? I see standards have changed. It's not your fault that you're this way. Your parents raised you wrong. Not like the good old days. How many times have you been belted? Or caned? Not enough, I say. Why do you have a soup bowl on top of the tree? Oh, that's for the elves, dear. That's so the elves can drink milk out of the soup bowl before St. Nicholas comes. And that other thing. Krampus. Yes. You wouldn't want to upset Krampus, would you? You're not going to serve us elderberry wine, are you? Actually, I do have a draft of elderberry wine. I do have some. If you would like, you can take it out of my cupboard. You're just going to have to walk over there into the kitchenette, though. My legs aren't so good these days, and I'm cold. Typical boomer complaining about the state of the country that they oversaw the decline of. Enjoy the cold winter, old lady. Oh, I was not part of the decline, but you know, these days I see things on the TV. Maybe you should think about your own heralds of the apocalypse. You millennials and you zoomers, you're polluting this country with nonsense that my father and his fathers fought to protect. How dare you stand where they stood or sit in that chair that used to sit heroes? You haven't done anything. But don't worry. Your weak spine isn't from my side of the family. Have you seen your cousin? The better one. I'm not old. I'm old enough to teach your children one last time for you if you still have your old belt lying around. Yes, you know, your great uncle's belt might still be in the drawer over there. That's all right, though, dear. You haven't done anything egregious. An evil witch most foul. They've called me worse. I used to teach school, you know. And my favorite instrument, of course, was the switch. Yes. But, you know, my students went on to be famous. Doctors and the like. And what are you actually? What are you doing these days? What have you been working on? Your mother tells me that you watch VTubers. Is that it? I don't know what that is. You should explain it to me. Keep an old woman company. I'm jobless, Grandma. You're a communist. How did I live so long to tolerate communist scum in my house? You better find a job soon and contribute. I won't have this sort of thing on my conscience before I die. See, I have to make sure everyone's pulling their part. I'm a doctor, actually. A podiatrist. Okay. That's acceptable. It's the lowest form of doctors, though. It's the part on the bottom of the body. That's alright. And are you eating? You look skinny. You look very skinny. Are you eating properly? What are you eating these days? Burger. Oreos. What are they feeding you these days in schools? Grandma, what are these jobs you think you speak of? Is that something ChatGPT can make for you? Ah, the ChatGPT! I hear the attendants around this place speaking with the ChatGPT. What is it? Some demon in the form of a phone? You know, when phones were first introduced, I told myself, no. Great Aunt Lumi, that's what I call myself, you know. That's what I get called most often. Don't worry. Those aren't demons. It's just technology you don't understand. But more and more I see that it is demons. It is demons. And they're coming for us. You better not be using the ChatGPT. Are you, dear? Demons. Demons coming to take us all. Demons coming to doom this country. Demons coming to ruin my life. And the great legacy that I built. I have a 30-year subscription to ChatGPT. Well, go to hell then. And run with your father there too. Oh, that's the other one. Sorry. I think your parents are still alive, aren't they? How are your parents? Please give them my regards. They were always, well, mild. Milk toast, I suppose. But that's not bad. But should Reagan have done better? That man. You know who was a great president? Clinton! Yes. He had a nice face. He was a real president. Acted like one. Yes. Not so much to be said about his wife, though. You know, I met them once. See, I did not attend the university, but I met her at a socialite party, and wow. What can I say? I think she was scared of me. Just, you know, once upon a time, that Hillary girl was scared of me. I used to be I used to be quite beautiful back in the day. And I had many suitors. And then I picked your blasted, stupid, awful, dumb, useless great uncle. Oh well. You're still beautiful, Granny Lumi. Don't lie. It sends you to hell. There's no point in lying to an old woman. Anyway, have a wife yet? You married? We're trying to keep the family line going, and so far your other cousins are doing great. What about you? How is it coming? What are you, 30? 31? It's too old to not have kids. It's harder than it used to be. Well, maybe you should, maybe you could, work on the, It's just with the economy and all. You know, why don't you have a little something? I know, I've seen lots of you children complaining about the economy. Don't worry, I have something for you that will ease it. Don't worry. How about this? Can I? Here, take this. You can invest it. You're welcome. Now don't lose a hold of that quarter. You know, that could buy a whole lot back in the day. Yep. My inheritance, it shrunk. Fool, you don't get inheritance until you've proven you're the best. Like you don't know how inheritance works. You better put on a good show for the next few years until I die, so I can give the inheritance out correctly. I can buy another burger. You and your burgers do not care about anything else. What about the world? What about making a difference? What about legacy? I swear your parents did nothing in raising you. When I was young, I was beaten for less. It's all downhill these days. It's really all downhill. How awful. Grandma Lumi, would you like to listen to my one-man black metal project? You are of the devil! You are devil. No. You know what? I'm starting to think you came here specifically to taunt me. I think you came here specifically to taunt me. I see that is what it is. You have come here specifically to taunt an old woman and show her that the decline of this good country is in your hands specifically. What have you done? What deals with the devil have you made to turn you into this thing, this horrid, stretched out, awful, stupid, slow thing that taunts me every day with your failures? What devilry is this? You aren't the good child I used to know. I'm learning the violin again, Grandma. Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely. You can play the fiddle with Satan in hell when you go! My uncle was a violinist. He played with Tchaikovsky. Where have you played? Can I give you a head pat, crazy granny? If you come near me, I will stab your hand with my sewing scissors. You have not earned the right, and there will be no hug at the end when you leave. I played in Camden. That shithole. I suppose it's passable. So how are your investments? Are you using your money wisely? Grand Lumi, can you tell us what it was like during the Great War? Grandpa said they played soccer with the enemy in no man's land during the Christmas. Oh, that's because my brother was an idiot. It was a wonderful time, actually. I had a great time. There were parties. Well, not for the general public, but you know, for me, there were parties. And it was lovely. I mean, too bad about the others, but for some of us, it was a great time. And then, you know, there was this great shaking. The roots society, and then I had to go into hiding, but you know, it is okay. They didn't want to see me after a while. That's okay. I heard Grandpa helped make the Geneva Convention. Yes, well, my brother always did have a soft spot for you idiots. Yeah. You know that I'm your great aunt, right? Are you a little bit daft? You know, watching you grow up, I knew you weren't the brightest, but I think this is a new level of forgetfulness. Yeah, I don't even have the dementia yet, but I think I can remember these things. You seem a little slow. Have you ever taken one of those IQ tests? I hear they're all the rage. You can take them on the BuzzFood. Is that right? Something like that. Yes, I don't know. You keep calling me Grand Lumi. You seem... Well, you were always the special one. You know, I remember once when you were a child, your mother told me that you were acting up, and she sent me this video. A video! Which was a magical thing back then. She sent me a video of you just eating the mud. You still eat mud? Do you like that? You were a strange one. Great Aunt Umi, how did you survive the Titanic? Oh, well, of course I was one of the women, so I was able to get on one of the first boats. They prioritized me quite greatly. It was very cold, though. But then, you know, I was able to do the darndest thing. I was able to take the entire experience and complain to the company, and they paid me a very large settlement, which is the foundation of our family's wealth. Would you like to know? Yes. Well, after I lost the rest of it from before. Yes, I did. I did get a large settlement in a lawsuit against the Titanic. And yes, we invested it very wisely. Granny Lumi, why didn't you ever get married? You know, I'm going to stop answering questions like this. If you can't even remember who I am, then I'm just going to call you stupid names like Steven or Kevin or Mark or Tom. What even is your name? You know what? I'm forgetting your name. I have no idea who you are. Do you meet people named Jack and Rose in the Titanic? Oh, that's traitor. I know no woman named Rose. Fraternizing. No, I have no idea. Yeah, the harlot. I hope you never meet a girl like that who will ruin your life and get you killed. And her fiancé was such a nice man. What about Jack in the heart of the ocean? I don't know about this Jack boy. I don't remember particulars about her dalliances. That's horror behavior. Have I ever told you the story of when I was a little girl? It might help you. See, once when I was very small and very cute, I'm my dad, and I was going to my dance lessons, and you know, one day I told my parents, I said, no, I don't want to dance anymore. I've already reached the top and I'm the best. And they hit me so hard my loose tooth came out, and they said, you idiot, ungrateful whelp, you get back in there and you bring this family prestige like it's meant to be. Anyway, I thought that might help. Just remember, prestige. Legacy is all that matters these days. Grandma, my principal just got caught by the police because of embezzlement. Maybe you are just stupid. Your grandmother is dead, you fool! Blaspheming my sister-in-law like this. How could you? Why did you do it? Because she was a whore. I would never do anything to her, to that woman. Taking advantage of my brother like that. But I would never do anything outright. Though maybe I drove her into some madness. Things happen. That's how we do things, you know. Great Aunt Lumi, pretty please, can you tell us the story of the first automo car in the race that great-great-great-grandpa Lumi won? There were no cars back then, you silly fool. Great Aunt Lumi, I want to marry the girl of my dreams, but she's a lemon. What do I do? What does lemon mean? Is this one of these new words? What sort of harlot is this? Huh? Why not just call her a girl? What does lemon mean now? Is that some sort of newfangled way of saying that she's unscrupulous? No! I do not give you my blessing. This awful, quote-unquote, lemon thing. I don't trust it. And why a citrusy fruit like that? Why not an orange? Like a nice, pleasant Christmas orange. Oh, don't forget to take a Christingle on your way out. Why don't you find a nice, normal girl with a normal name? Did you make any food? Oh, yes, I've got cookies in the tin. I think I have cookies. You know, I think I made these. I think I made these. Oh, you know what? These aren't cookies. This is just sewing equipment. Well, that's okay. You didn't need any extra chub anyway. It's fine. Don't worry. I'm looking out for you this way. You didn't need any more cookies. I am on a diet, and I only eat prunes these days. For sugar. Grandma, are you deaf? Are you deaf or incapable of remembering things? How did you create such a large family? It must have been a lot of work. I didn't. Aunt Lumi, I'm starving. Good. That rumble in your stomach means that your life is getting better. I used to go to sleep hungry because I hadn't eaten for 4 hours. See, the key was, in high society anyway, all the girls would do this. You would go to sleep hungry, and then you would wake up an hour before everyone else. And then you would put on your makeup, and then you would go back to bed in full makeup, and then you would wake up hungry because you've already been awake for an hour. Yes. And then you would just breathe in as much air as possible to fill your stomach with it. That's how we got by in the day. And food was scarcer back then too, you know. And you know, our eggs were smaller than the eggs are today. You children have no idea how good you have it. I had to eat 2 eggs to get to the nutrition of 1. You don't understand anything. Who was that president who dropped instrumental tracks on Christmas? No president of mine. What is this nonsense? They're 10 times the price, though. Well, see, if you invest the quarter I gave you wisely, then you too can buy as many eggs as you want. Anyway, grab a Christingle on your way out, will you? I have to see the next great nephew. Hopefully he remembers a little better why he's here and who I am. This is where Lucy gets her brown hair from. Yes, well, my hair's always been a little dark. It's lightening now, though. I'm your only nephew. Well, then I should just kill myself, because I seem to have failed. Shameful. Just take the Christingle. Your presence sickens me.